Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. We'll be spending the next hour and a half together. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, John. So today's word is energy medicine. Two words, actually. And it's not something that I invented. It was actually something that was invented by a student here, which I like very much. And it complements what I've been calling chi therapy. So more on that later. Obviously, I'm in an undisclosed location today. Talk about that in a minute. So what we're going to do now is just concentrate on a practice, thinking, understanding that we're dividing the hour and a half into three parts. First part is all about meditation. Actually, it's all about meditation. Hour and a half is all about meditation. It's just different forms of meditation, sitting meditation, exercise meditation, and so forth and so on. So the first part is about meditating on a feeling of the body. So we're going to start some warm-up exercise. Let's focus on the body now. Focus on the bottom of a spine. Stretch that spine. Now focus on the shoulder. Open that shoulder. And then relax that shoulder. And then focus on the center of a palm. Body and mind together. Let's bring up our hands. Bring it all the way up to shoulder level. We're going to do some joint exercise, some warm-up exercise, starting with the wrist. So as we rotate the wrist, I want you to examine your mind. Keep asking and inviting your mind to focus on the body, on the wrist. Examine the feeling of your wrist. Any heat, sweat, numbness, tightness, or even pain. One at a time. Try not to let your mind drift away. That's what mindfulness means. It just means something very simple. Just be mindful of what you're doing. When you're doing exercise, be mindful that you're actually doing exercise. Be mindful of your wrists. Now we're going to go the other way very slowly. Focus once again on the wrist. Focus on the feeling of a wrist. First part is all about feeling, is practicing mindful feeling, being very mindful about the feeling of a body. We're going to use that as the foundation for the second part, which is mindful of loving kindness. But for now, just focus on your body, focus on your wrist. Now, we're going to bring your hands down together with the mind. And then once again, adjust a posture, open that shoulder, relax that shoulder. Focus on the center of the palm again. Bring up the hands very gently, mind, body together. And now we're going to focus on the elbow. Rotate that elbow one at a time. Again, keep inviting your mind to focus on that elbow. Focus on the feeling of your elbow. Any warmth, any sweat, any numbness, tightness, pain, or actually comfort, some pleasure about doing joint exercise like this. And now we're going to go the other way. Continue. Keep focusing on the elbow, one at a time, one at a time. Now we're going to bring our hands down, but before we bring our hands down, make sure that our mind is in the center of a palm, and then we're going to bring it down. Okay? Now that's the true meaning of yoga. Yoga is an English word that came from the North Indian word called yuja. Yuja also have another English variation called the yoke, which is the piece of wood that they put in front of the oxen as they pull the cart. It symbolizes the synchronicity between the body and the mind. So yoga actually means body and mind together. So let's practice that. Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, focus on the center again, on the center of the hand again, mind, body together. Bring up a hand. Now we're going to do joint exercise on the shoulder. So we're going to stretch, and then we're going to open our shoulder as wide as we can. As we come down, be mindful of the feeling of your shoulder, the changes in the shoulder. Bring it up, stretch, and then open that shoulder. Open the shoulder as wide as you can. Focus on the center of your palm. Bring it back up. Stretch. Open that shoulder. Come down. Relax. Bring it back up again. Stretch. Open the shoulder. Focus on the shoulder. Focus on the feeling of your shoulder, and then back to the center of your hand again. Let go of that feeling. Open the shoulder again. Come down. Relax. Now we're going to go the other way. Focus on the center of the palm. Go up. Stretch. Come back down. Relax. Open the shoulder again. Bring it back up, and then come down. Open the shoulder again. Stretch and come down. Open the shoulder again. Stretch and then come down. One last time. Open the shoulder again. Stretch and come down. So the reason that we start the practice on the feeling of the body is twofold. One is that if you don't understand how to feel, then you're not going to be able to learn how to be attentive to your body. And if you can't be attentive to your body, then you can't learn to be grateful to your body. Then you cannot be your own whisperer. You cannot really provide loving care and healing to your body. So all starts with the feeling. The second reason for that is that we are hurt by a feeling. Oh, you hurt my feeling, right? It's true. It's true. Feeling can be physical or emotional. And very often people are very hurtful. They say the bad thing to you. Sometimes justifies, most times are not. And when you hear that, you get really hurt. And now it's not just the pain, it's the suffering. So we learn to let go. We have to learn to let go of the pain, especially when it's emotional pain, right? But we start with the physical pain. Learn to let go of the physical pain. How do you do that? Well, first you have to feel it, then you have to accept it, and then you have to make a choice. It's a choice that you're making, that I have to let it go, because it's not good for that to continue to suffer. All right. So now that's what we're going to do now. Is we're going to start to learn, focus on the feeling of the body. So open the shoulder, continue to do joint exercise on the shoulder. Focus on the center of the hand, bring it up slowly, and then we're going to go up and then bring it back as far back as you can. Focus on the shoulder, feel that pain, accept that pain, and then make a choice. The choice is to let go of the pain. Come back to the center of the hand, bring it up, open the shoulder, feel the pain, accept the pain, and then let go of the pain. We're making a choice. This is a lifestyle choice. We're making a choice. We choose to let go. We choose to let go. Come back to the center of the hand, bring it up, open that shoulder, feel it, accept it, and then choose to let it go. Come up, open the shoulder, come down, relax, bring it back up, open the shoulder, come back, and relax. Now we're going to go the other way, all the way back, as far back as you can. Bring it up, stretch, come down, all the way back. Bring it up, stretch, and come down, all the way back. Stretch and come down, all the way back. Stretch and come down, and then relax. Now we need to restore the body. We were doing energetic exercise, even though very mild, but it was still energetic. Energetic means that we need energy, right? We need power, and the only way that the body can provide you with that extra energy is to put out some stress hormone. It does that with the adrenal gland. It puts out the cortisol that travels in the bloodstream, and it also puts out adrenaline that travels to the nervous system. That's the only signal to the body that says you're being chased by a lion. Let's run for it. Life, you have to fight or flight, right? We learn how to walk as a species 350,000 years ago. We learn how to control the fire, right? And then eventually we learn how to farm. That's at least when we learn how to farm 10,000 years ago. And in the last 60 years, we learned how to live like modern people. 60 years to 350,000 years is like half a second to 24 hours. It's a very short time. The body doesn't know that you're living in a modern era. It thinks that you're still living in a cage. So anytime you do energetic exercise, the only thing it knows is that you're being chased by a lion. Let's put out those stress hormones. But then you have to go back to the cave. because the body needs to restore. So every time we do energetic exercise, it's very, very important that we come back to the restorative. We do that now by focusing not on the body, but on our breath. One breath at a time. Know that I'm breathing in. Know that I'm breathing out. Relax. Just focus on the breathing, right? So that's mindfulness. We're mindful of a body, the center of the palm, the center of the bottom of the feet, any part of the body when we are in motion. But when we are stationary, whether we're standing, sitting, or lying down, especially when you're sleeping, when you try to sleep, focus on your breath, focus on your belly button. Okay? That's mindfulness too. All right. So we're going to continue to do more exercise, focusing on the feeling of the body, especially the painful part. Okay, we learned that first. Okay, we're going to learn how to let go of the pain, and then we're going to learn to let go of the pleasantness as well, the joyful part, both of which you have to let go, right? You cannot be attached to them, because if you're attached to the happiness, ultimately that leads to sadness as well. Accept it, but let it go. Okay, now we're going to open our shoulder. This is the first of the three Nigong internal energy exercise. Relax. Left hand in front, right hand stretch out. Follow the center of the palm, making a nice big circle. Now open that shoulder. Open that shoulder. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain. And then come back to the left. Feel it. Accept it. And then let it go. Right hand. Open that shoulder. As far back as you can. Feel the pain. Accept the pain. Let go of the pain. Left hand. Open the shoulder. Feel it. Accept it. And then let it go. Right hand, feel it, accept it, and then let it go. Left hand, feel it, accept it, and then let it go. Two more times. Feel it, accept it, and then let it go. One last time. Feel it, accept it, and then let it go. So I need to talk about what it means to let something go. I use the word choice. It's very important that you know that you're making a choice. Once upon a time, when I was an entrepreneur, I had two companies. I started two companies. I was the CEO of both companies. And because it's startup, it goes up and down. And then at one point, I actually have about 200 employees, and we had about $65 million worth of investment. I didn't know how much $65 million was. I have no idea. Right? It's a number. So I tell you a funny story of how I finally realized how much money that is. So in one case, we were able to get the last time I was getting investment was a total of 50 million. Half of that came from a big corporation, very big. 25 million of that came, and it came on a Friday afternoon. So it came into the lawyer's office, and the lawyer called me. He said, "Danny, the money's in." I said, "Great, put it in the bank." He said, "Well, I can't." I said, "Why not?" He says, "The bank is closed." I said, "No problem. Just leave it and then transfer it on Monday morning." So everybody's very happy, right? Went out and celebrate a big thing. So on Monday morning, I got the statement electronically, of course, and it was 25 million plus another 30,000. I said, "What's going on? How come there's more?" He said, "Well, that was the interest for the weekend." I said, "What? 25 million is a lot of money. The interest over a weekend was enough for me to buy my BMW at the time." Anyway, so I used to run two companies, and had to do a lot of motivation, speaking in front of the employees. And I told them, I said, "This is a startup. We're here to change the world. I need your commitment." He says, "Yeah, yeah, we're here, no problem." I said, "No, hang on. What does commitment mean?" Commitment means that you're making a choice. There is a difference between being committed and being stuck. I don't want you to stuck in this job. I said, if I take a nail and put it in a piece of wood, that nail was stuck in the piece of wood because they had no choice. But everybody here have a choice. I want you to choose to be here, choose to be committed. So commitment is a choice. Letting go is a choice. You have to understand that letting go is not something that you do because you have no choice. Letting go is a choice. So the difference here is that we're teaching you technique. And if you have the technique, then you can make it your own choice. You can choose to let go or you can choose not to let go. That's up to you. That's not up to me. But at least here we're giving you the technique. So letting go is a choice. Okay, very important to understand that, huh? All right, so we continue. Open the shoulder, relax that shoulder. I'm going to bring out the right hand, make a fist. We're going to follow that fist. Okay, this is called, and we're going to throw the shoulder. Now get ready. Up. Open the fingers, stretch out the elbow, pull out the wrist, the shoulder, and then feel the vibration, the energy that goes traveling your hand to the tip of the fingers and come back to your shoulder. Okay, don't be such a hurry. And then come back. Left hand, get ready. Go as far as you can. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. One last time. Up, up, down, down. Now open your shoulder, two hands. Ready? Go. Feel the vibration coming back to your shoulder. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now we're ready to do some sitting meditation. But before we do that, let me talk about the word of the day, energy medicine. I love that. I love that. And thank you for that from one of our students. So, why do I like it so much? Because energy medicine reflects the purpose of chi therapy. Because chi is energy, right? We know that. But it's not energy from your body, it's actually energy from the universe. It's life energy. It's the energy from the universe that creates life, that sustain life. Okay? And you want that energy because you cannot, without the energy, you cannot be a living being in this universe. You have to understand that you are part of the universe. Okay? You are the center of the universe only because the universe is unbound. But it's important to understand that the energy is not from the breakfast you had this morning. It's actually the energy from the universe. Therapy, on the other hand, is a discipline to restore order, to overcome disorder, and to restore harmony. Okay, that's what therapy means, right? So it could be physical therapy, massage therapy, occupational therapy, psychological therapy. It's all about restoring harmony, overcoming disorder. So chi medicine is energy medicine is exactly that. It's exactly that. So what does it mean by restoring harmony? It's the harmony within the body, and it's a harmony of how the body interacts with the universe. So let me talk about why I'm here, why I'm in this undisclosed location. So my daughter, who's 31 years old now, she's been living in LA for the longest time. She lives with her boyfriend, who's now um, author, a script writer for the Hollywood, right? Very rather successful. And so, but I came down because my daughter has been suffering sinus infection, but actually everything else too. And I've been trying to explain to both of them that you can't live opposed to the clock. You have to live with the clock, and the clock meaning that the clock of the cosmos. In other words, there's a reason for the sun to come out, and there's a reason for the sun to set. And as a result of the sun appearing and disappearing, your body react to that. Right? We've been around for millions of years, living in the solar system. The body works with the sun. So there's an energy in us that is exchanged, a yang and yin energy that exchange. Actually, the most critical time when the exchange occur is 11 o'clock at night and 11 o'clock in the morning. All right, not at midnight. It's actually 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock at night is when the liver and the gallbladder start to be more active, because that is the time when you need to really cleanse your body and start to build new blood into. It's very important. So 11 o'clock is the time when you really, really have to be lying down and let your body rest. And then 11 o'clock in the morning is the sun is always is up. That's when the yang energy is very, very strong. And we actually recommend to take a nap somewhere between 11 and 1 o'clock after lunch. Take a nap because that's not the time that you want to be fighting against the yang energy. And so we know that for thousands of years, the farmer would take a nap in the middle of the day to avoid that intensity of the yang energy. But they would be sleeping long before 11 o'clock. And of course, as artists working in Hollywood, neither my daughter and her boyfriend does that. And so over time, the body really suffers. And so finally, when I took my daughter to the herbal doctor yesterday, Dr. Wong says, "Oh man, your daughter is really bad." He says, and you know, all the energy is just in the wrong place. And so I hope my daughter understands that now, and you should all understand that. This is now, of course, you know, some of you work night shift, and you don't have a choice. Okay, so working with the energy of the universe and also providing the harmony of the energy within you is very important. Provide that yin yang harmony is very important. Now, the modern way of talking about yin yang energy or the yin yang disorder is called autonomous disorder. Autonomous disorder means that you're either stuck on the fight or flight or you're stuck on the rest and digest, and you're not giving enough eco time. Okay, now I'll tell you a little bit more. Very sad story, also related to my daughter and the coworker. Very sad, and has to do with disorder. But for now, let's just focus on our meditation. Okay, so before we start the meditation, it's very, very important to focus on the posture. So to sit properly, we're going to divide this body into 7 parts. We call this the 7 support point meditation sitting posture. The first part are the legs. So if you sit on the chair, focus on the bottom of your feet. Feel your slipper, your yoga mat, the carpet, or the floor. Make sure the bottom of your feet is right below your knee. Now I want you to feel your knee, relax. Okay? Make sure that your feet are nice and firm. And now if you sit like I do on the floor, on the carpet, on a yoga mat, I want you to think about your legs like the pedestal for the rest of the body. The rest of the body has to sit like a bell. So this is like the frame where the bell sits on. And so I want you to feel your thigh, feel your angle as it touches the yoga mat. The second part has to do with the fingers. I want you to feel your fingers. Really feel it, your fingers. Relax your fingers. Feel your wrists, feel your elbow. I want you to put your hands on your knee or on your thigh or on your calf, anywhere you want. Just rest it there. Now you are accustomed to doing mudra. I want you to rest your hand. I want you to, yeah, it's okay for you to do mudra, but then just a hand gesture and just but rest it. Don't lift up your arm. If you lift up your arm, you're using muscle. Okay. Now the third part is the most important. That's your spine. I want you to focus on the lower part of the spine. Now I want you to take their entire upper torso and lean forward. Okay. Now I want you to lean back, but as you lean back, I want you to focus on your hip, and I want you to hold your hip in place as you lean back. So you're actually feeling some pressure on your lower back and the 2 energy points on the left and right, which are the kidney and the adrenal gland. By putting a little bit of pressure on those 2 points, it's another way of signaling your body that you are in rest and digest. I want you to keep leaning back as if you're all, until you actually feel like you're just tipping over. That's perfect. Now I want you to travel up your spine, all the way to your neck, and then all the way to the top of your head. Now I want you to imagine yourself grabbing the hair on top of your head and then pull your spine towards the ceiling as if you're hanging your spine on the ceiling. The spine is the little clapper inside the bell, It needs to be hang from the ceiling. And then I want you to relax a bit. Now comes to the fourth part of the body, which is shoulder. I want you to focus in front of your shoulder. There are two energy points there called the gate to the cloud. That's actually a very important energy point for the energy line that we name after the lung. I want you to open that shoulder, reveal the energy to the cloud, and then I want you to focus on top of the shoulder. There's two energy points there called the well of the shoulder. That belongs to a yang energy line that we name after the gallbladder, which has a lot to do with your nerve, your nervous system. So then I want you to drop your shoulder, drop it some more, keep dropping, keep relaxing. Now comes the fifth part, which is the weight of your head. So you notice that your head is actually a little bit forward, which means that you're putting a lot of stress on your neck. I want you to focus on your forehead and lean back the forehead until the back of the neck touches the collar and the ears are now on top of the shoulder. But when you do that, you notice that the very top of your head is actually pointing backward. Now I want you to focus on your chin and then just tuck in your chin a little bit. So you're actually looking at the on the floor about 3 or 5 feet in front of you. The top of the head is now facing the sky. The top of the head is actually on top of the spine, forming a pillar. We call that the one pillar supporting the sky. Your spine is now the center of the universe. Now comes the fifth part, which are your eyes. I want you to focus on your forehead first. Relax your forehead. Relax it some more. Now focus in between your eyebrow. You notice that both the forehead and in between your eyebrow is where you have a lot of stress. So I want you to focus on that in between your eyebrow and then just relax and relax some more. Now I want you to focus on your eyelid and I want you to relax the eyelid. Think about the baby. Think about your child, your grandchild, or your neighbor's child, whatever. And look at how they sleep. They are very relaxed when they sleep. So when they sleep, you notice that they don't shut the eye. When the kids shut the eye when they sleep, that's when they're pretending to sleep. They're very relaxed. Relax your eyelid. You can actually see a little bit of light coming through your eyelashes. You can see your hand, your knee. Some people can even see the nose, the bridge of the nose. Just relax. You're not really looking at anything, just relax. Now comes the last part, which are your mouth, inside your mouth. I want you to feel the inside your mouth. I want you to feel inside your mouth and see if your mouth is dry. If it's dry, is it dry to a point of being bitter? That's a bad sign. That means that you're very stressful, very stressful. When you're in fight or flight, when the cortisol is running amok in your body, the first thing it does is that it turns off the saliva gland. The saliva gland doesn't serve any purpose as far as the adrenaline is concerned because it only leads to digestions and your immune system. Who needs that? When you're being chased by a lion, who needs digestions? Who needs the immune system? So it shuts off your saliva gland. So I want you to learn how to turn on your saliva gland. Focus on the tip of your tongue, and there's an energy point right at the bottom, between the bottom of your nose and the top part of your lip. I want you to put the tip of your tongue behind that. It's actually where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth. And now close your mouth. You start to feel some wetness in your mouth. You start to activate your saliva gland. You're getting back your important functions, which are the digestions and the immune system. So we want to keep doing that. Now, one last thing. It's very, very important that we meditate with a smile. But that smile has to come from inside. You can't pretend that smile. So now it's important that you feel this body. When you feel this body, you really start to appreciate this body. You start to be very grateful to your body. And by extension, you should be very grateful to your parents, very grateful to your spouse, very grateful to your children and your family, and the rest of your family, your siblings, your neighbors. And with that gratitude, you can finally bring that smile to your face. Learn to lift up your corner of your mouth, bring that smile out as if you're the Buddha. Now I want you to travel down towards your belly button. And as you travel down towards the belly button, I want you to once again lean back your upper torso, rotate your hip forward. Okay? So for the next 5 minutes, I want you to focus on your body. And you can do that by either separating your body into 7 parts, focus on each part, scan that part, or you can just focus on your entire body and feel where you feel a little bit of discomfort. Whenever there's a little bit of discomfort, you say, wow, I'm not really used to sitting like this. My back is starting to hurt. Okay, that's good. Your back is one part of your body. So let's focus on that. Let's first of all calibrate that. Go back to a proper posture. If it's your back, straighten up your back, lean back your back, and then feel it again, and then relax, and then feel it again, and then finally accept that feeling, and then let go of the feeling. It doesn't matter if it's pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling, always feel it, accept it, and then let it go. And then you wait for another part, or you continue to scan. You go from one part to another. That's up to you. That's your choice. But let's do that for 5 minutes. Now, only after we learn how to feel your body can we learn how to appreciate our body. Can we learn how to be grateful for our body? Then we can start some self healing. Okay? So this is very important. Very, very important to get ready for the second part. Okay, open your eyes. All right. So, learning how to feel your body is the beginning of learning how to heal your body. And self healing means that we have to learn how to give our body the loving kindness. And the way to live in kindness is think about this as concentric circle. First, it's all about you. You come first. Give that loving kindness to yourself. Then giving a loving kindness to your family and your loved ones. And then giving a loving kindness to the rest of the world, all beings. The reason we have to do that is that the loving kindness is one of the four immeasurables. One of the four immeasurables. The four are loving kindness, compassion, empathy, and equanimity. The four is also what we call the four um, uh, um, um, Brahma Vihara, Brahma Vihara, the four foundations of the Brahmins, right? So to truly practice loving kindness, you also have to practice compassion. You also have to practice compassion. So we're actually starting loving kindness and we work towards compassion. Now, why is it so important to do all that? Because while we're doing that, we're also relieving ourselves of the pain and suffering, the trauma, and all the stresses that are accumulated in the body, right? We do that by restoring the harmony. So that's what energy medicine means. That's what it means is that we're working on the yang energy. All the yang energies in the back that are facing the sun. The yang energy lines are the channel energy lines. They're the one that creates the unblock the energy, the yin energy line. So coming back to my daughter, so we went out to went out yesterday and spent the entire day together. So after the visit to the doctor, my daughter says, "Oh, you, Dad, Mike actually got a promotion. Mike is the boyfriend." Oh, I said that's good because they're actually working now on a popular show. They just wrap up season two. They're getting ready for season three. They have an opening night this coming Saturday. It's a big event for them. So I said, "Oh, a promotion. That's good." He says, "Well, mine is actually number three, and number one is the what they call the showrunner. He's a big honcho." He says the boss had a complication. I said, "What complication?" So anyway, a couple of months ago, remember when I talked about my friend who's probably here with us today, had a heart surgery, had a heart attack. Remember? And heart attack is because, from a conventional standpoint, is because you have too much uh, um, what we call a cholesterol deposit in your blood vessel. Everybody knows that, right? It blocks the blood vessel. But I also talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where it's not the cholesterol that is the evil. It's the fact that you have too much inflammation. And when you have inflammation, the cholesterol is actually the one to try to heal you. It's just like the plaster you put on the wall when you have a crack. And so, sure enough, when you have a heart attack, they realize that you have too much deposit, but the deposit is there to help you. It's like the band-aid you put on the wound, right? The band-aid is not the criminal here. But in any case, um, so I just wanted my friend to know that you were very lucky because um, my daughter's boyfriend's boss, he didn't have a heart attack, but it was clear that he was having some problem, and there was too much deposit in his blood vessel. So they did the surgery, microsurgery, where they put a stent, which is like a mesh, that you put that in a blood vessel. It opens up the blood vessel and let the blood flow through to prevent a heart attack. Right? We know that. But everyone also know that when you have an accident, when you have an operation like that, it comes with some risk because some of the deposit might come off, and if it comes off, it's a big problem. I had a friend many years ago that did the same surgery. A piece of it did come off, and it went to his leg. It went to his leg, and so he was paralyzed, and of course they were able to help him by using blood thinner, and then also lots of physical therapy, and eventually he could walk, right? But it's very dangerous, very scary. Unfortunately, this guy, during the surgery, a piece came off and went to his brain. So his eyes are he's now blind and he's paralyzed. Now, of course, hopefully that's temporary and they can work it through. But In the meantime, his girlfriend is pregnant and is 2 months away from having her first baby. So anyway, I'm not here to give you bad news. I'm here to remind you what happens when you have disorder, when you have disharmony in your body. So we think of this as chi. This is what happens when you have chi disorder. Is that the chi is not running properly in your body, right? It's not running properly in your body because you're stuck on one side. You're stuck on the yang side. You're stuck on the fight or flight. You're constantly creating cortisol. Even though the cortisol is there for to reduce inflammation, but when you have so much of it, your body develop resistance to the cortisol. So you're no longer healing your body when you have so much stress and you have so much stress for such a long time, your body is no longer functioning properly. What the cortisol is no longer doing its magic. So now the inflammation runs wild. Okay. So that's why it's very important for us to reduce our stress and then also to create that harmony, restore that harmony. And that's why I appreciate the word chi medicine so much. Okay. All right. Enough talk. So let's focus on the back. Focus on your shoulder, focus on your elbow, and now we're going to bring up the fingers. We're going to take 4 fingers and put that on the energy point here called the gate to the cloud. We're going to do this exercise. This is the last of the Nine Gong exercise, internal energy exercise. We're going to lift up our elbow, and everybody close the eye, right? Don't look at me. Don't look at anybody else. Just lift up your elbow. Now make sure your shoulder follows your elbow. So it's as if you're lifting your shoulder all the way up to your ear. Okay. Now by doing that, you're actually exercising the yang energy lines on the side and on the shoulder. Now I want you to focus on your elbow again and open that elbow. Oh, push the elbow back. And as you do that, you open your shoulder and it's like you're squeezing the tennis ball behind. And you're actually activating the yang energy line that we name after the bladder. And then now I want you to drop that shoulder and then I want you to relax. And then I want you to lean forward. Bring that shoulder, bring that elbow in front. And then now you're hunching down. Your shoulders are forward. You're looking down. You're using your back and your neck. Right? Remember the neck is where the energy line named after the gallbladder. Now I want you to lift up your elbow. And then I want you to breathe in very gently. Close your mouth. Open. And then as you lower your shoulder, the elbow, I want you to breathe out. Forward. When you come up, I want you to breathe in. I want you to feel the freshness of the air that comes into your nostril. Open the shoulder and then relax. And as you relax, I want you to breathe out. I want you to feel the stillness of the air that you're breathing out. And as you breathe in, remind yourself that you're breathing in positive energy from the universe. And then as you come down, I want you to breathe out. Remind yourself that you're letting go of your negative energy. Breathe in, positive energy. Open, breathe out, relieving yourself of negative energy. This exercise is very, very important. Okay, don't. It's really exercising your chi. Bring it up, open, come down. Now I want you to say to yourself, I want you to say to yourself, may I be free of all animosity and negative energy. Come down. As you come up, I want you to say to yourself, may I be free from all mental suffering. Come down, relax. And then as you come up again, I want you to ask yourself, may I be free from all physical suffering. Come down, relax. One last time, come up, breathe in. May I be protected with positive energy. Come down and then relax. Now, this is the inner circle. This is all about you. You come first. Now we're going to focus on the family and the loved ones. May my family and my loved ones be free of all animosity and negative energy. And may my family and my loved ones be free of all mental suffering. Come down. May my family and my loved ones be free of all physical suffering. Come down, relax. May my family and my loved ones be protected with positive energy. Come down and then relax. Now we're going to chant in Pali, the original language of the Buddha. But at this moment, I want you to focus on all the living beings of the world. I want you to practice compassion. This set of mudra, this set of chanting is also very good in cleansing your environment, bringing positive energy in your workplace or your home, blessing everyone. Okay, so this is the original language of the Buddha. Think of this as a blessing directly from Buddha. Okay, open and then come down. Get ready. Sabe Saton Abaya Sabe Saton May all beings be free from all animosity and negative energy. May all beings be free from mental suffering. May all beings be free from physical suffering. May all beings be protected with positive energy. Breathe out. Breathe in. Open. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. And then breathe out. And then bring down your hand. Relax. Open your shoulder again. Sit up straight. Make sure the top of the head is pointing up to the heaven. Bring out your right hand. Put that on the left side of your head. Pull your head towards the right. Fight it with the neck so the top of the head is still facing the sky. Feel the stress on your neck. And then let go as if you're letting go all the stress inside your body. Use your left hand. Put that on the right side. Make sure the top of the head points to the ceiling, points to the heaven. Pull your heads to the left. Feel the stress. And then very gently let go of all the stress in your body. Put your hands in the back. Sit up straight. Okay. And then look down. So your head, your neck is actually 45 degrees. Now use your hand to bring down your head. Fight it with your neck. Maintain that pressure. Rotate to the left. Come back in the middle. Rotate to the right. Come back to the middle. Rotate to the left. Come back to the middle. Rotate to the right. Come back to the middle. And then very gently relax. Let all the stress disappear. Now focus on the forehead. Lean back the forehead. Rotate to the right. Don't use any force, okay? Very gently. Rotate to the front. Rotate to the left. Rotate to the back. Rotate to the right. Back to the front again. Now go the other way counterclockwise. To the right. To the back. To the left. In front. To the right. And then to the back. And then relax. So the the chanting that I did, if you're interested in it, remind me in our circle, and then I will point to you. I actually have posted permanently in a circle, but I'll be happy to post it again. And this chanting is very powerful. This chanting, I remember telling the story about how Buddha was visiting a town, and a group of monks was very excited and was following Buddha's teaching and meditate in the forest. And as it turns out, all the other spirit that live in the forest had to stay away, causing a lot of discomfort. And then finally, they had no choice but to force out the monks, creating a lot of chaos. So the monks went back to the Buddha, and Buddha said, "No, no, no, no! You're doing this all wrong. You're thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about the other beings." So he taught this chant. It's just quite long, and then we actually cut it down. One of the visiting monk really shortened it down so that it's easy for us to do it. And I had used this chant in multiple times, and I'll explain to you how um, in the few occasions it was very, very powerful. So not too long ago, a nurse who has been a nurse for the last 30 years or so, and in the last 10 years, she was working mainly in the hospice situations where people go in the end stage of life. And so he had a lot of experience with the dying. I keep saying he, I meant she. And she wrote a book. She wrote a book. And she said there are two things. There are two things that she witnessed in the years that she worked with the dying. This is one is that they always recover. It's as if they recover towards the end. They always get that burst of energy before they die. And this is something that the Chinese knows, and I don't know how to translate it, but it's like the light comes back to them, okay, and it's very brief. So if you are um, a caregiver, like I did with my dad, and you actually are guiding them towards the end stage, this is something you have to watch out for. Is that there is that burst of energy that come back to them. And this is the time when you know that you're near, and this is the time when you know that you have to put extra effort to make sure that they go to a good place. The second thing that she said that she's seen is that they always say that they see things. They always say that they see images that everybody thinks that they just hallucinating. Not true. They do see things. They can see things that we can't see at that stage. And that's because there's a lot of things that we don't understand. And just because we don't see, we think that they don't exist. They're here. They're here among us. We just can't see them until we're at that end stage. And some of that might not be good for the dying. May not be good for the dying. And so this chant is actually very powerful. This chant, if you're in that situations like I have been for half a dozen times now, my father, my mother-in-law, my own father, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, and my own father, and a couple of my aunts and uncle. And I always go to the hospital or go to the hospice, and this is what I do. I just chant, and you take a little bit of water, and you just do this. You dip your ring finger in the water, and all you have to do is this. All you have to do is this, and you chant with loving kindness, okay, as if you're giving comfort to the spirit that you can't see, that the dying can see. And this is all about compassion. This is all about giving kindness, not to yourself, not only to yourself, although you have to do it yourself first, because you're the smallest of circle. If you don't do it yourself, it's like not putting the mask on when the plane is crashing. If you don't have enough oxygen, don't worry about the guy next to you, okay? So give it to yourself, but the power of that comes from the compassion. Okay, the power of that chant comes from the compassion. And so if you ever have the situation, let me know and I'll show you how to chant properly. It's very powerful. Okay. All right. So now come back to ourselves. Huh? Let's come back to ourselves. We're going to learn how to do some massage, relieve ourselves of stress. Much of it is accumulated in the back. So let's do some massage. Now, most people don't know how to do massage, or they do more massage of the muscle as opposed to the massage of the energy points. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to massage your energy points. So now, open your shoulders, sit up straight. Use your right hand, reach as far back as you can. Now you feel the bone, right? So there's an energy point right here, right here. Now instead of trying to just rub it, that's not what you do. What you do is you feel that cavity. There's a little bit of like indentation. You grab it with your 4 fingers. Okay, grab it and then just pull it up as if you're opening a vessel. See it? Push it down and then just pull on it as if you're opening it. Grab it and just pull on it. Now, if you push down, it doesn't hurt, then you have no problem. Okay, but if you push down, you feel a little bit of pain. That's the time when you have to open that, and then I'll do the other side. As far back as you can. You feel the bone. You reach down, and then you grab and then pull up, and then relax. Grab, pull up, and then relax. Grab, pull up, and then relax. That's one energy point. There's another one. You see the shoulder blade here, just right below, right below. Grab it, and then just pull on it. Grab it, and just pull on it, as if you're opening the energy vessel, okay? Pull on it. When the energy flows, then your body would relieve natural uh, chemical that relieve yourself of inflammation, okay? And grab it and pull on it. All right. So the one here, and then another one right here on top of your shoulder, right here. Okay. Now grab, push down, and then just pull, push down, and then pull, push down, and pull. Right here, push down and pull, push down, pull. And then another one right here, another one here, push down, and then just pull, push down, and then pull, push down. Okay. So this relax your back. Okay, relax your back. Now comes to the neck. So just put your hand here. You see that there's a cavity here, right? And then just kind of massage that. And then grab and pull to the right. Massage and grab and pull to the right. Same thing on the other side. Push down. Okay. Push down. Push down. All right. Okay. So now we're going to learn to do some acupressure. We take 2 hands, put it in the back of the head. Now there's an energy point here. Okay. Now in Chinese, energy point, the word for energy point is the same word for cave. Okay. So energy point is always a depression. It's always a cave. Okay. So now you take your hands like this, you take your thumb and you feel this, right? Okay. Now this energy point is one of the 3 sets of energy points that is most important to your brain. So this one is called the palm of the wind. Okay, now wind is something you cannot see, you cannot smell, you cannot taste, you can only feel. So this really controls the chi that goes up to your most important nervous system. So you learn this is what we do now. We push down with the thumb, lean back the forehead so you're fighting with your neck. You hold it as if you're pinching your garden hose. Okay, so you're increasing the pressure. Just hold it and then relax. Put the right hand on that side, push down, and then just grab that piece of muscle and pull it to the right. The other side, pull it to the left. Okay. Now you feel a little tingling on the top of your head right now because the chi has rushed up to your top of the head. Okay. So now take the 10 fingers, use the tip of the finger, not the fingernail. 4 of them in the forehead, 1 on the side, and massage. Now be very, very kind, loving kindness to yourself. Understand that your brain is your partner. So you have the big brain, the back, and the little brain. The one in the front is for all your cognition. The one in the back is for your memory. The one below is for all your motor functions. Be very kind, as if you're whispering to yourself. Okay. Now we're going to learn how to pat these energy points. Open the shoulder, relax. Okay. Now make sure that the top of the head, the top of it is facing the sky. So the head is actually on the spine. We're not working on the brain as much as we're working on the entire um, uh, entire nervous system. So you put your fingers on top like this, up and down. Get ready? Go. Okay, now massage once again. 1, 2, 3. All right. So I appreciate the comments you're making as I was explaining um, how to care for the dying and the importance of cleansing. Cleansing doesn't mean to eradicate. Okay, we're not trying to eradicate anyone here. So there's a difference between the Buddhist approach, other approach. In Buddhist approach, there's no such thing as good and evil. There's no such thing as good and evil because everything has the right to exist. We only talk about kusala and akusala, right? The wholesome and the unwholesome, meaning that there's something that's good for you, something that's proper for you, and there's something that is not proper for you. That doesn't mean that the non-proper one has no right to exist. So we're not trying to cleanse it as if we're trying to eradicate them, but we cleanse it as if we're giving them the same loving kindness that we would give to ourselves. Okay, there's a difference here, right? Now, the other thing is that why we're on this subject is I try to train the care receivers to focus on the eyelid, see the light behind the eyelid, and it doesn't matter what religion. You could be thinking about that as light coming from Buddha, light coming from Guan Yin, light coming from Christ, or light coming from Virgin Mary. It doesn't really matter. Focus on that light and just keep walking towards the light. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're going to learn how to massage the face because all the yang energy comes up to the very top of the head and then it continues, right? So there's a very important energy point right here in the beginning of the eyebrow. Now, again, I want you to feel that cavity. Again, the energy point means a cave of energy, is the indentation. Now, I want you to sit properly and just press down with your index finger. Again, like you're pinching, you're pressing down on the water hose. There's actually a very important energy point. It's a yang energy, a channel energy, relieving blockage of your chi, restoring harmony, and then relax. Now put the index fingers in the front, and then just massage the eyebrow, and then also on what's above the eyebrow. There's 3 energy point across. One time, relieving yourself of stress. Second time, and then 3 times. Now, we're going to work on the energy point that's between the eyebrow and the corner of your eye. It's right on top of the bone. So I want you to use the thumb and again find that cavity, sit up straight, push down with your thumb as if you're pinching the water hose. Now, this actually relieves the pressure in your eyeball. And now I want us to do some eye yoga. Okay, now close your eye, lift up, look up, all right, rotate your eyeball so you're looking way up. I want you to now look at on the right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up. Okay, now we'll go the other way. Left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, and then let go. Okay, so this energy point is called the bright eye because it relieves the pressure in your eye. You can see a little bit better. Okay, now you take your right thumb and then from the corner to the tail, just right below the eye back very gently. 3 more energy points on the right side. Okay, now this is the eye. So now we're going to work on the nose. So there's 2 energy points right below, and use your index fingers, apply some pressure. Okay, and then now use 2 fingers, corner of the eye, down to the corner of your mouth, corner of your eye, down to corner of your mouth, corner of your eye, down the corner of your mouth. Okay, one last thing. 2 energy points right outside your nostril, just push down. This is called a welcoming fragrance. So this bunch of energy points very good if you have a sinus problem, okay? And now push up, breathe in gently, push down, push up, push down, push up. Okay, all right. So we'll come back to to doing more massage in the face, but first we got to work on the hands, huh? Hand is very important. Hand is again. See, we talk about energy here, so that's why I like the word energy medicine. Energy medicine. It's all about energy, and energy has to flow. So any one point that's blocked is blocked, right? So the fingertips actually very important for the brain. the bottom of your feet is also very important to bring, because the energy goes to the bottom of the feet, you can't come back, then it might as well be stuck up here, right? It's stuck. All right, so now what we're going to do is massage the hand, relieving ourselves of stress in the fingers. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the right hand. We're going to pinch the joint, pinch the joint, and then pull on the joint, pinch and pull. And then we're going to massage the tip of the fingernails. There's 2 energy points on both sides. Then another finger, pull, squeeze and pull and massage, squeeze, squeeze and pull and massage, squeeze, squeeze and massage, squeeze, right? Massage the other hand. When you squeeze, you pull at the same time, okay? Okay. All right, now there's one exercise that is very important for the chi in around your head. It's also very good to for dementia. If you're actually suffering dementia, you can't even do this, because one of the things that with dementia is that your brain is not functioning, and you can't really separate the left from the right anymore. Okay, that's why there's such a tremendous personality change among people who suffer from dementia, like my father, because one side is responsible for your rationality, and the other side is function for your emotion. And when they get mixed up, your entire personality change. So this is what we do. Very simple. Put your fingers together, and then just like this. Okay, so it's actually very good to energize the tip of the fingers, clearing any blockage of the chi, but it's also very good to maintain the coordinations between the 2 sides of your brain, right? All right, so now this hand has 6 energy lines, 3 yin and 3 yang. Away from the sun is yin, facing the sun is yang. This is the lung, but it's actually not just the lung, it's a mineral energy line. So it has a lot to do with immunity. This is the pericardium, and then this is heart, both of which are the fire, but one is more the emotional side, and one's more the physical side, right? So we're going to learn how to massage a hand according to the energy lines. So the first energy point is, you see this part right here? It's right here. It's right here. Huh? It's right here. So we put that together. So this is good for immunity. Get ready, go. Okay, now opposite to that is right here, not here, here, okay? Now this is good for your heart, good for your emotional side. So if you have problems sleeping, or you get a lot of, you just, a lot of things bother you during the day, then you learn to massage this, okay? Okay, now this energy line continues. And so there's actually 4 very famous energy points right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to put that together. So if you go between the pinky and the ring finger, just come down and then just put that together. And we're just going to massage like this. Okay. And then one last energy point. This one is very good. So this is called the merging valley. So you take your fingers like this, and you notice this is like a valley. And so you just press on the index finger. Now this one energy point actually releases natural painkiller. And so if you have cramps, or you have a fever or something and your body ache, this one works. Or as simple as having leg cramp would work, or cramp from your menstrual cycle, that helps. Okay, either side helps. Okay, so got the fingers all worked up. Now it's ready to do some finger exercise. Okay, exploding finger, huh? Okay, 4 fingers are the springs, the thumbs are the trigger that holds down the springs. Lock your elbow, get ready, wind up the fingers and let it go all at once. Okay, wind it up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. All right. So now we learn to do some scraping. So there's a different modality, right? So we all know about we know all about acupuncture. That's one modality. So we learn a little bit of acupressure. So instead of using needle, you use your thumb or your fingers. We learn about um, there are people who put suction cups. You know, the athletes that pay a lot of money to have people put suction cups in their back. That's another modality. So this is another one. This is called scraping. So of course you could use a scraping tool, but if you get stuck in the desert and you want to maintain harmony and you don't have a scraping tool, what do? You use the knuckle. Okay. So now it's important to identify the energy points, energy lines. So there's three energy lines that runs in here. One is in the middle. That's the pericardium, good for your health. And then the one above is the lung, which is good for your immunity. When you turn it around slightly, then it's the return path. Then it's return path for the lung, which is the large intestine. And then when you turn it all the way up, then this is the return path for the pericardium, which is called the triple warmer. So basically, you're doing 1, 2, 3, and 4. Huh? Okay, so let's do it below the bone, starting at the elbow. There's an important energy point here. All the way to the wrist, there's another important energy point here. We use the knuckle, okay, and just scrape, and you feel a little bit of electricity, and then now you scrape on top of the bone, again from the elbow to the wrist, and then you rotate it so you scrape the top of the bone, and then you scrape the top of your palm, scrape the fingers, scrape the thumb, back to the fingers, back to the top of the palm, back to the top of the upper arm, on top of the bone again, and then the inside of the upper arm. Okay, now, if you have carpal tunnel, you spend too much time using your mouse and you have carpal tunnel or typing, then this finger exercise that we did together with the scraping will really help, okay? Avoid from having a shot of steroid into your body. Not good, okay? Steroid leaks, okay? So if they inject steroid in your joint, it leaks, very bad. Okay, scrape inside, scrape the bone, scrape on top, scrape the back of your palm, scrape the fingers, scrape the thumb, back to the fingers, back to the back of the palm, back to the back of the upper arm, back to the bone, and then back to the inside of your upper arm. Okay? And so this also improves your circulation, reduce your chance of having a heart attack. Okay, so next exercise that we do is called a swinging arm. Open the shoulder, joining the middle finger and the thumb. Put that on the gated cloud, back of the hand facing the camera. And as we swing, we maintain so that the back of the hand is still facing the camera. Okay, get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit more petting. Petting is very important. It clears the blockage of the chi. Again, today we were going to work on the upper body, and then next week we're going to work more on the lower part of the body. Okay. All right. So open the shoulder, relax. Energy point right here. Energy point right here. Remember, use this hand, empty hand, like you're drinking water. Fingers on top, palm pressing down in here. Rotate the head to the right. Listen with your left ear. Get ready. Wake up. Continue. Okay, now rotate, open the shoulder, relax your shoulder. Left hand on top, rotate your head to the left, listen with your right ear. Get ready, wake up, continue. Okay, Open that shoulder. Now we're going to work on this part, right? Again, because people here are concerned about heart attack. We remove, so this is good, huh? Open the shoulder, left, right hand. Put that on top, like, make a cup and just put it here, okay? Put it right below that turn, and then get ready, go. Continue. And then the other side, okay, right below, huh? Get ready, wake up, continue. Okay, now the next energy point is good. It's the heart. It's part of the heart emotional side, remember? And this is good because it releases some happy hormone. Open the shoulder, relax, arm, the elbow on top of the head, pinching the upper part of the ear, right hand, empty hand. Put that on your armpit, rotate the head to the right, listen with the left ear. Get ready, wake up. The other side. Get ready, wake up, continue. Okay, and then one last, this one has 3 energy points: heart, pericardium, and lung. Okay, giving you comfort, um, a stronger heart, and then also immunity. So lock your elbow, right hand, empty hand, fingers on top, and then pushing on the side. Get ready, continue, wake up. And then the other side, lock your elbow, left hand, right ear, wake up, continue. Okay, I just realized that since I talked so much about heart attack and stroke today, when I say stroke, I meant the same thing, but in your heart as opposed to be in your brain as opposed to in your heart. But it's the same idea, is that you have too much deposit in your blood vessel. So then I realized that I better practice this one with you. This is now focusing on the leg. So there's 6 energy lines that come from your fingers, 3 yin and 3 yang. There's 6 energy lines that come from your toes, 6 yin and 6 yang. So the yang energy that comes up on the side facing the sun is the one that we name after the gallbladder, which has to do with the wind, the nerve. So this 2 energy point here actually is very good if you want to reduce your chance of heart attack. So think about the span between your knee and your hip divided into 3 parts. This one is called the marketplace for the wind. Get ready? Now we use empty fist, meaning that we're just going to fold up the fist and put the thumb on top. Not like this, right? Like this. Okay, get ready? Go. Second one. Okay, now what's below the knee is three energy points. The first one is called the valley below the hill. So you come up until you hit the bottom of the hill. So this one is actually very good for your immunity. So when you go to acupuncturists, they always do this point. Get ready, go. And then this one they name after the bale. Okay, get ready, go. Okay, now a lot of people have gao. Gao is just another indication that your qi is blocked. So this one is very good if you want to prevent having gao. Okay, get ready, go. Okay, so this is the gallbladder energy line. Actually, it's misleading to name it, to call it gallbladder. It's actually the energy line that and gallbladder and liver belongs to the vegetation. Okay, so you have the water, the vegetation, the fire, the soil, and the mineral. Okay, now we're gonna work on another yang energy line, also one that is facing the sun. So you come back to this here, kneecap. Measure 4 fingers, locate the bone right outside the bone. Get ready, go. Okay, so this is very good for your digestion. Very good for your digestion. So I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, one last energy point is right below the calf. So this one is part of the energy line named after the bladder. But as it turns out, there are a lot of study. I saw two reports coming up from UC San Francisco that talks about the correlation between the calf and dementia, which makes sense because this is actually good for dementia. Okay, get ready, go. Okay, the other side. Okay, now this energy point. Okay, remember now this one right here. Okay, so let me talk about this. This energy point is very good for lots of reasons. Let me explain. So a lot of times after a meal, especially a heavy meal, we feel like the stomach is bloated, right? The reason for that is the stomach is an important part of your digestive system, but it's actually a minor part, contrary to popular belief. Your digestion actually starts with your saliva gland. Okay, it's the enzyme that you need to help with the fermentation. The heavy duty work is done in the small intestine. So the stomach actually is just there mixing up the food, grinding it up a little bit. And if you don't chew your food properly, or if you don't have enough saliva because you're under too much stress, then you don't have enough enzyme in your food. And when it gets in the stomach cannot really function properly. So instead of just grinding up the food and just let it out, the food stays in your stomach and it starts to ferment. It's not supposed to ferment in your stomach. It's supposed to ferment in your small intestine, and that's why you get this gas. Okay, so two things you can do. You can work on this energy point. This energy point is also called the emperor's energy point. Why? Because in the old days, in the Chinese tradition, the emperors eat a lot of food, all kinds of food, and they eat too much. Every day they eat too much. So the doctor will come and they have this like it's like incense. It's another modality to clear the chi. They would put it next to that, and so over time, all the emperor have a dark mark in those energy point. It's there to help them digest the food. The other one that people complain about is acid reflux, right? And most people think that acid reflux is because they have too much acid and they go and they buy some anti-acid. That's the wrong approach. You have too much acid. You have acid reflux because you don't have enough acid. Your body is designed so that as soon as it senses the acid in your stomach, there's a mechanism that closes so the acid cannot come up. And we don't have enough acid because as you age, your body changes, chemistry changes. So I actually drink apple cider vinegar as a regular part of my meal. That helps in many things, and I swear by that. Okay, all right. So how about we do some meditation again? Okay, and we'll wind down the class by doing some meditation. Now, the first meditation is all about the feeling. The second meditation is all about the breath. It's as opposed to the feeling of the body, it's about understanding the existence of your body. That's why it's important to focus on the breathing. So let's do it again. Let's do it again. Again, we come back to the sitting posture. Again, we divide up the body into 7 parts. Let's just focus on the legs for a minute. Make sure that they're nice and firm, nice and square, as if they're the pedestal for the rest of the body, which is the bell. Now we focus on the hand. Relax the hand. Rest your hand on your thigh, on your knee. Now we come to the spine. Stretch that spine. And then now it comes to the shoulder. Open that shoulder. Relax that shoulder. Now it comes to the weight of the head. Lean back the forehead. Tuck in your chin. Now it comes to the eye. Relax the eyelid. While you're at it, focus on your eyelid. See the cloud on your eyelid. See the light behind the cloud. Remember that light. You're going to need that at your very last breath. Okay? You want to be focusing on that light. Walk towards the light. Now to the tip of the tongue. Relax the tip of the tongue. Make sure your saliva glands are energized. Now I want you to lean back the upper torso, rotate the hip. Okay, so this is to maintain the posture. It's the proper posture to maintain the harmony between you and the earth and the heaven. The energy actually passes through your spine into the heaven and vice versa. The second part has to do with your breathing. I want you to focus on your breath, starting with just knowing. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. I can feel the change in my body when I breathe in. I can feel the change in my body when I breathe out. Now I want you to focus on your belly button. As soon as you know that you're breathing in, you move towards as if you're going all the way across the room. As soon as you're breathing, you know that you're breathing out, you focus on your belly button and you focus as if you're bringing the belly button all the way back to the back. When you breathe in, go forward. When you breathe out, go backward. Now, what that does is that it exercises your diaphragm, okay? So you actually get deeper breathing, exercising your intestines while you're at it, relieving of all the trauma that is trapped inside your yin organ. Now let's do this for 1 minute. I want you to focus on your belly button. Go forward when you breathe in, go back when you breathe out for 1 minute. We call this exchanging the cloud and the fog. Now, what we're doing is we're not really creating energy in the abdomen, or what we call dan ten. Dan means fire, and ten means the feel of fire. We're not really creating energy as much as we're just concentrating energy in the abdomen when we're doing breathing like this. We're actually doing what is called a prenatal meditation. We're meditating on the energy that we receive from a mother when we're inside the womb. This is the yin energy. Now, what we're doing on the next part is that we continue to focus on our sitting posture, make sure that all 7 support points are properly aligned. We continue to focus on the breathing, know that we're breathing in, know that we're breathing out. And now that after some exercise, your diaphragm has some muscle memory, so it's actually doing this breathing very naturally. So instead of focusing on the belly button, I want you to focus on the very bottom of your spine. And as soon as you know that you're breathing in, I want you to move up the spine all the way to the top of the head, as if you're taking the energy and channeling it into the universe. And then as soon as you're breathing out, you go from the forehead all the way back into the belly button, taking the yin energy back into your stomach, your belly button. And then as soon as you're breathing out, taking the yang energy, travel in your back, facing the sun all the way to the top of the head. And as soon as you're breathing out, come back in the front towards the belly button. Every time you go up the spine, take the body with you, stretch your spine, open the shoulder, lean back the forehead, tuck in the chin. As soon as you come down from the forehead, I want you to relax your eyelid, maintain the contact with your tongue, and lean back your upper torso, rotate the hip forward. Okay, so we're going to do that for another minute. This is called the microcosmic orbit, just cycling the yang energy on your back all the way up to the top of the head, and then cycling the yin energy all the way back to your abdomen. The yin is your prenatal, the yang is your postnatal. Being part of the universe. This is what medicine, energy medicine is all about. Letting the energy from the universe, the life energy, cycling through your body. Being part of the universe, being the center of the universe. Absorbing all the proper energy and inviting all the improper energies to stay away. Now we're going to do in the next 5 minutes on a refinement of this technique called the microcosmic orbit. The next one, the refinement is called the wandering dragon chasing the pearl. Remember now, the word wandering means that you're not harnessing the dragon, you're not putting a rope on the dragon. We want to let the dragon run wild, run free. So it's the same thing, but a refinement. As you start at the bottom of your spine, you go up. You imagine there's a cloud on top of your head. You imagine the dragon is walking up your spine, and when it reaches the top of your head, it disappears into the cloud. It's free. And then as soon as you know that you're breathing out, the dragon reappear again, and then move towards your belly button. And then once you get to the belly button, you let it go. The dragon is now hibernating inside your dantian. And then you wait for the in breath, sorry. And then when you breathe in again, it comes up to your spine, to the top of the head, disappear totally in the cloud, and you wait for your out breath. And then you come back down. In other words, what you're doing is you're creating some space between your in breath and the out breath, and between the out breath and the in breath. The space is there if you let go of your breath. 5 minutes. Do the best you can, okay? If you could do this, you would finally realize the bliss of letting it go. Okay, open your eyes. Put your hands together. Massage your face. Massage your brain. Massage your back of the head. And then massage the neck. Come back. Massage the ear. Okay. Now, one last thing. Re- really pay attention to the saliva, right? Check the inside your mouth and make sure that it's nice and wet because I was talking about a bloated stomach. A lot of people after they eat immune, they have bloated stomach. That same person would be the person that have a glass of water when they eat because the mouth is dry. There's not enough moisture in the mouth to swallow the meat, the food, so they drink water. Water is no substitute for saliva. Okay, the same person would be walking around with a bottle of water all day because the mouth is always dry. So that's the first indication that you are in fight or flight. And if you're in fight or flight, then you're going to develop um, cortisol resistance. Then the cortisol can no longer be the agent that reverse your inflammation, and that would lead to um, uh, uh, um, um, what is that called? LDL, right? The cholesterol deposit in your blood vessel because you can no longer repair your inflammation in your blood vessel. All kinds of problem. Okay, so let's start with a simple thing. The lowest hanging fruit is your saliva, and if you feel that your mouth is dry, come back to the sitting posture, sit for 10 minutes, focus on the feeling of the body, focus on your breathing. Okay, so for the hour and a half that we're here together, all I could do is give you the tools so you have some options, but it's up to you to choose. It's up to you to choose. So if you choose to let go of any bad feeling on your body, let go of any bad feeling on your emotional, let go of any hurt that people impose on you, you open up a window to a whole new dimension of existence. Okay, that's all I can say. All right, with that, ask any questions on our circle, and Martha is kind enough to always provide that information in the notes. Okay, all right. So with that, be blessed, be healthy, be happy, and be peace. Namaste means heart to heart. Okay, that's what it means. Nama is the opposite of rupa. Okay, all right. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.
Xin chào Yakin.
Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Okay.